FFEliteCast episode 5. It's back for another episode. I'm in Portugal. Unfortunately, Luke wasn't able to make it because his grandparents are at home, so it's more difficult for him, and then he wasn't able to get OBS or he didn't have time to get OBS up. So it's just me. It's 10:30 at night here in Portugal. It's 5:30 over there on the East Coast. And I'm going to solo this. So it'll be another quick one, kind of like the last episode where I was with Luke in person in New Jersey. So this will be a quick one too. And by the way, what you guys are seeing, this is a screen recording. You guys are just looking at like one little pixel on the bottom right of my phone, because I'm going to crop this down to like a little pixel because I'm just reading off my notes right here. Some stuff that I have. So also the podcast is one day late because things didn't work out yesterday to do it. But yeah, you'll have to bear with it. Bear with the situation. Anyway, Thursday night football predictions. The Broncos are gonna play the Colts tonight, and the spread is Broncos negative 3.5. So they're favored to win by 3.5 points. Luke actually wanted to talk a lot about this matchup. He was gonna say how like they're really similar teams. Both quarterbacks are old and washed, kind of. I mean, I kind of disagree. I think Russell Wilson still has something there. He just needs to get it figured out. But old quarterbacks, new quarterbacks. The wide receiver room is iffy. Wait a minute, Luke. What are you saying? I disagree with him on that one too. I didn't actually think about it until it's coming out of my mouth now. Like, Luke, what are you saying? Cortland Sutton is great. Jerry Jeudy is okay. Pittman is good. Yeah, man, I don't know what Luke was saying. This guy is crazy. If he was here, we would have been debating this right now. But yeah, he was saying how the quarterback is washed, wide receiver room no good, running backs injuries. That's actually really interesting. Both RB1s had injuries, and now the RB2s are up, and they're gonna take over. So it'll be interesting to watch the game tonight. Luke has the Broncos winning, or at least covering, and I have the Colts covering. So I don't know if the Colts are going to win or not, but I think it'll be pretty close, and I think they could get close enough to cover. So I'm on the Colts, and he's on the Broncos, so we'll see how that goes. The stats for Thursday night football predictions are I'm 3-1, and Luke is 0-4. So let's see. Hopefully Luke will get one right before the season ends. So yeah, let's see how that works out. And then next is waiver news. Waivers were really interesting, actually. Guy bid $57, which was 86% of his remaining fab. He spent on Melvin Gordon. I don't think that was a great move, but yeah, he only has $5 left because he also spent $4 on Romeo Doubs, which was nice. $4, that was pretty nice. I like that one, but I don't know. Melvin Gordon, like, we'll see how that goes. Also, for waiver news, I don't think there was anything else like worth mentioning, but also Xavi, there you go. Xavi, I think. Xavier takes over from Raf, and Guy wrote a news article about it, which is really interesting. So the question was if he was going to rebrand to another team name, and he did. Now he's NASA Stars instead of Clearwater Sharks, and he jumped straight into business. As soon as he got hold of the team, he started labeling players as willing to trade. He started labeling players as interested from other players' teams. He already got a trade in the books, which we'll talk about soon. But no waiver wire pickups for him this week, although he did try to grab Melvin Gordon for $30-something. But, Guy outbid everyone there. The divisional war between the Chum Bucket division and the Goofy Goobers. Right now, the Chum Bucket is 4-0, and the Goofy Goobers are 0-4. I just want to say, you guys are trash. And yeah, you're if you guys lose this week, don't worry, because all your other guys in your division are going to lose as well. So don't worry about it, all right? Yeah, so trade talk. João, Kenneth, Johnny, Vinny. These four people, João, Kenneth, Johnny, Vinny, we were trying to do a trade and nothing ended up happening, but it was crazy because João wanted Kelsey from Kenneth, and Kenneth wanted like Justin Jefferson and things like that. It wasn't working out. The team managers, they couldn't come to an agreement, but Kelsey is in high demand. Kelsey is in high demand because João wanted him. I wanted Kelsey, and I wasn't able to get Kelsey. Kenneth was willing to trade him away for a high price. Vinny wanted Jamal Williams for Pittman. Like it was crazy, and then in the end, nothing ended up happening. Although soon after that, Vinny was able to snag Miles Sanders from Xavier. I'm just gonna say Xavier. I don't know if Savi or Xavi is correct. I'm gonna say Xavier. But he was able to snag Miles Sanders from Xavier. And he also got Marquise Brown, which I think was another good one, for Pittman and Godwin. So me and Luke talked about this trade. Luke wanted to talk about it more. But we both feel like Vinny won this trade. And congrats, hats off to Vinny. His team was struggling hard in the running back position, but is doing great now. Well, not great, but doing much better than before. So yeah, that's great news for Vinny, or at least in our opinion. If you ask Guy, he'll tell you otherwise. He thinks Vinny threw away his season, but yeah, that just goes to show how everyone has different opinions on players. The argument though for Vinny grabbing the Miles Sanders running back for the running back position is that this year the RB1, Saquon Barkley, is the lowest RB1 score since the 1990s. Teams in the NFL are modernizing and becoming more pass-heavy, and teams are shifting toward running back committees instead of single workhorses. So it's becoming harder and harder to find running backs that are fantasy viable. The running back drought has never been so heavy. Like for wide receivers, I was looking at stats actually today. For quarterbacks, wide receivers, the difference in points from wide receiver 1 to wide receiver 3 is much less than the difference in running backs. Running backs will be like 20 points per game in RB1, and then you go to RB3 and they're getting like 10. It's huge. It's insane. So that's one of the main reasons why Vinny likely won this trade, or at least in our opinion. And yeah, he's turning his season around. It's looking good. Looking good for Vinny. So to finish up, we'll do the fantasy football matchup predictions. We have the Wolves versus the McPhersons, Dubs versus Frogs, Goats versus Axe, and Gators versus Stars. So, and for the record, I am 12-4 when predicting these, and Luke is 5-11. So I just wanted to give an update on that as well while I'm at it. And I predict once again, I was perfect for 2 weeks in a row in my predictions, and I'm going to go for 3 weeks in a row. I'm going to predict another Chum Bucket sweep. I think we're going to sweep the Goofy Goobers once again. So I have me beating Luke. I have the Frogs beating the Dubs. I have Axe beating Goats. And I have Stars beating Gators. That's right. I have Xavier winning his first game as the NASA Stars. And then Luke has Luke beating me, Andrew beating Vinny. He has Kenneth beating João, and he has Guy beating Xavier. So the only similarity here is that we both have Andrew beating Vinny. Everything else is different. So we'll see how that goes. That'll be exciting to watch and keep track of. And yeah, it was another short podcast. It was a solo this time. Hope you guys were able to tune in, maybe take something out of this. And yeah, I'll be in London watching the Giants beat the Packers this weekend. I'll be there in the upper levels, like the furthest away from the field possible, like the cheapest tickets I could find, which were still really expensive over there. But yeah, I'll be there this weekend. I don't know if I'll be super active in fantasy because bad connection and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be exciting, an exciting fantasy weekend. That was the episode this week. So tune in later. Tune in next week for episode 6.